After the destruction of the Alliance refugee camp in Avengers 19, worlds begin bowing to the Builders' might. Eventually, even the Kree acquiesce and leave the Alliance, taking their ships and resources with them. With things looking exceptionally bleak, Cap proposes one final ploy to help turn the tides in the war. Over Hala, the Kree homeworld, the remaining Alliance fleet surprises the Builders as they are accepting the Kree's surrender. With a huge numbers advantage, the Builders mobilize all their ships to teach one final lesson. But the Alliance fleet is merely bait. While the Builders' attention is elsewhere, strike teams teleport into and commandeer two of the Builders' largest warships, the World Killers. Using their own ships against them, the Alliance cripples the Builders' fleet, forcing their leadership and the majority of the Builder fleet to flee. Teleporting around, the Avengers release the prisoners of war and unleash the Starbrand. He single-handedly destroys the remaining Builder vessels, cementing the Alliance's biggest victory. Meanwhile, on Earth, Thanos arrives on Attilan, demanding his tribute, but the Inhuman City has been evacuated and Black Bolt has other plans. While Maximus activates his mysterious Inhuman machine, Black Bolt emphatically refuses. And when Black Bolt says no, he means it. The Inhuman City is no more.
So Black Bolt yells out and Attilan is essentially destroyed. Seemingly destroyed.
It's gotta be destroyed. Do you see that? How huge that explosion is? Like destroying parts of New York City with it.
Yeah, that's actually really bad because I think it's supposed to be right over Manhattan.
I know,
so,
right?
Like, Avengers Tower is getting crushed, presumably.
Hopefully they evacuated more than just the city. They evacuated what's underneath their floating city as well.
Underneath Attilan was also under attack, so I assume the Mighty Avengers and Thunderbolts and Reed Richards and Tony Stark were helping the common man.
Yeah, just getting people out of there. That's probably true. But, this isn't going to destroy Thanos, so this is more just like a show, right? It's like a big distraction because the machine starts up at the same time.
Yeah, so Maximus's machine, it's actually been teased quite a bit in New Avengers as well, and we still don't know exactly what it does. I know before we speculated saying Terrigen mists probably had something to do with it, but did it react to Black Bolt's scream, or...
Either it reacted to it, or that was the cue. He starts it up when he hears Black Bolt actually scream or say something. And, that's something that he would, be out of the blue. That'd be a signal.
And we still don't know what it does. That's, like, the big thing. Initially, we thought it was, like, a weapon to fight off the incursion points in New Avengers. But it's something else.
Maybe it's... At first, when I first looked at the page, I thought maybe it's the thing that's creating this explosion, but... I really doubt it because it's got to have a bigger purpose than just that.
Right. Like you said, it can't kill Thanos. Well, hypothetically, I guess it could, but it's not going to kill Thanos.
If it does involve the Terrigen Mist or Terrigen Crystals in some way, it'd be really cool if they sped up evolution in some way.
On Earth?
I don't know.
It's really interesting, really exciting. I think the Earth side of Infinity really picked up this week.
Especially with the new Avengers tie-in coming out at the same time as Infinity number 3. We got to see the search for Thanos' son.
Right, and Stephen Strange found him, but I think it was Ebony Maw was controlling him and made him forget. So now Thanos supposedly knows about this son, but the Illuminati search was actually started when Black Bolt supposedly gave them the Inhuman, memory crystal or whatever.
The archives, but it seems that he kept the archives because he gives it to Maximus, who uses it in the... machine. So it's kind of up in the air for me. Was the search for Thanos' son just a complete diversion?
I don't know exactly why he'd want to divert the Illuminati, because they would aid him no matter what.
I guess that's true, but I think he's hiding something.
He's definitely hiding something.
I think Thanos' son might just be a complete red herring, and I don't think Thanos has yet to actually say that he's searching for his son. But it's possible there's something else that he's actually searching for from that age group.
I mean, we've both already kind of agreed that the time gem of the Infinity Gauntlet is also kind of a red herring as well. So, maybe it isn't red herring, but hopefully in the next issue we'll find out what Thanos actually wants on Earth.
Another aspect I really liked from the New Avengers tie-in was the developing, turmoil between Namor and the rest of the Illuminati, and Namor specifically... his relationship with Black Panther.
I mean, his nation did kind of get screwed over.
It did, but I just loved his one line where everyone's going around the table, and they're basically saying, "Are you okay? Were you affected?" And it comes to Namor at the end. He says Atlantis is completely destroyed, but Let's drop everything to help Black Bolt, shall we? Let's find the son of Thanos. After all, we have a brother in need. And then there's just complete, silence, I imagine, from everyone else. Just awkward silence.
Because everybody already knows that Namor's a dick. So.
I mean, he's got a point, right? Black Bolt says that he needs help, and they sort of drop everything. There's a lot of other stuff going on, and they agree to help. But Atlantis was completely destroyed, and no one's jumping to say, hey, what can we do to help?
Eventually they probably will. I mean... The Illuminati already has so much to worry about.
I know, but they just clearly put Black Bolt's single problem above Namor's. And I think he's got a valid point saying that my nation was destroyed and you did nothing. And now we're just searching for Thanos' son? Come on, man.
But there's actually another matter that supersedes even Black Bolt's problem because all of a sudden an incursion point occurs. And, you gotta stop those, otherwise the entire universe is destroyed. I was thinking they should actually use these incursion points and hold it over Thanos' head saying hey, get off Earth or we're just going to let the universe be destroyed.
But the space side also develops a lot in this issue.
Yeah, just as good as the Earth side. The Avengers and the Alliance actually get a big win.
For once.
For once. And of course, the leader behind that big win has to be Cap because apparently he's the only guy in the universe who, could beat these builders.
Well, he says that all these other nations, they always fight from points of strength, but Earth, apparently they're always the perennial underdog. And
Captain America is the perennial underdog.
I guess that's true.
Just like Remender says in his book, always stand up.
That's what Cap's good at, just taking a beating and still surviving.
While those around him die as well.
He does use a lot of people as bait in his plan, but it succeeds. They take over the big weapons ships for the builders. And
the world killers.
The world killers, and they use it on the other world killers, practically annihilating the fleet.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, actually, because you could see the builders think, man, how are they doing this? The builders are actually shocked. And I thought the builders, responded fairly well to it, though. They said, hey, let's just cut our losses and bail. And the builders also, I thought, had some great moments in this issue where they were basically saying to all these empires standing between them and Earth, we'll let you live, but you just gotta bend knee. So even the Kree Empire bends their knee, and Ronan has to kneel like a bitch, even though he doesn't want to.
I felt Cap's plan did a good job of actually utilizing the power sets from the Avengers. In the previous battles...
Utilizing the broken, overpowered heroes that he has?
Yeah, exactly. Because in the previous battles, they've sort of just been in their ships, they've been completely cooped in and not really allowed to use their powers. And now they finally do, and they get a victory for it.
Yeah, Starbrand just, annihilates everything. And the strange thing is that was actually almost like a builder creation, because it was actually Ex Nihilo who, planted the seed on Earth, and that's what created this Starbrand defense system.
We saw in Avengers 19 that the builders are really perplexed and amazed that these things are in creation. Even the Abyss was a point of bewilderment to them because they haven't seen a working Abyss in so long. And so just having a Starbrand, I think that's one of the reasons why the builders are coming for Earth, and clearly the Starbrand has the power to defeat the builders.
It's really hard to say at this point, but I'm liking the pacing of Infinity so far. I feel there's been 3 issues, and I feel like this event has been so massive.
I think what helps is that the Avengers and New Avengers tie-ins really do add a lot to the series, and since Hickman has been writing them, it feels very organic, especially when you compare this to the last Marvel event, which was Age of Ultron, which just suffered massively from pacing issues.
Yeah, I think pacing is what made Age of Ultron, even worse.
Yeah, because you would just have large runs of, practically nothing important happening, and then be one really important issue with so much happening. And this series seems to have logical steps moving forward, and each issue has an important moment.
Yeah, there's huge moments in all these. In this issue, Starbrand basically destroys, all the builders in an entire, galaxy, and on the Earth side, Black Bolt destroys Atalan, which is, this mythic, epic city.
But as a grade for Infinity number 3, what would you give it?
I'm going to give this issue a 4.5 out of 5. Both sides of the story have been incredible so far, and I can't wait to see what Hickman has in store when the 2 storylines actually converge.
I'm going to give it a 4.5 as well. I thought the ending was incredibly fun. Black Bolt's getting a real chance to shine. And I can't wait to see what happens next in space because I know the builders won't go down easy.
Thanks for watching B3 Comics' review of Infinity #3. Before we go, we got a question for you.
What do you think Maximus' Inhuman device does?
Leave your answer below in the comments, and if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up.